Hey there, this is LaQuita with QuitaBugHandmaids.com. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am so excited to announce the first feature of December Club Quita Bug. I am spotlighting the gorgeous, beautiful Promenade stamp set. I absolutely love this stamp set. These flower images are gorgeous together, and I love all of the uplifting sentiments included in this set. I think you're going to really enjoy the card kit that I've got to go along with this stamp set. So let's go ahead and jump into the video. I'll walk you through each project included in the card kit, and I'll give you all the details about Club Quita Bug as we go. So the beautiful Promenade stamp set is also available in my online Stampin' Up! Store as a bundle option where you get the stamp set and the beautiful layers, thinlets, dies together. And when you purchase the bundle, you save 10%. I love these thinlets, and there's also a little envelope liner thinlet in here so that you can create coordinating envelopes to go along with your cards. But to complete the projects included in the kit, you will not need the thinlet dies. I've actually already die cut everything for you, but it is a great value to purchase the bundle if you're going to get the stamp set. And then just remember, for Club Quita Bug, you do not have to purchase any specific product. If you do want your projects to look exactly as I am going to show you in the video, you would want the beautiful Promenade stamp set, but you can spend your $40 before tax and shipping on whatever you'd like, and just make sure you use the hostess code that I've got right here somewhere on the screen for you. That code just lets me know that you're wanting to receive this free project kit in the mail from me. Just don't use that code if your order is $150 or more, because you will qualify for Stampin' Rewards and still receive this free project kit in the mail as a gift from me to you. In addition to the beautiful Promenade stamp set, I am using 4 ink colors: Petal Pink, Grapefruit Grove, Highland Heather, and Mossy Meadow. Let me share with you the 4 projects that we're going to create in this kit. I'm so excited. So we've got a little 3D project here. So this is just a little teeny tiny treat bag. Isn't that so cute? I actually have a little candy in there. Such a cute little treat bag. And I am going to do a separate video tutorial for you guys showing you how to make this little treat bag. For the video today, I'm just going to show you how to assemble the bag, but I will do a separate tutorial for this. But isn't that so cute? And it just says, P.S. You are loved. I love that. So there's the little 3D project. And then the first card, I love this card. You're stronger than most. Just a beautiful card. I love the designer paper included in the suite that coordinates with the beautiful Promenade stamp set. It is so pretty. I love it. And then here is the second card. Praying that this difficult road leads you to a beautiful destination. Again, I love these colors. Love the designer paper. Absolutely gorgeous. And then the gold just really pops. I love it. And then the third card, You're My Everything. This would be such a great anniversary card or Valentine card. I love this card. It's so, so pretty. So you'll have all of the consumable supplies that you need to make one of each of these projects included in the kit. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the first card. So I've got everything nice and neat for you here. So this is for the little bag. I am going to start with this card first. I've got my piercing mat here along with some scratch paper as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get out my 2 die cut Whisper White circles so we can get stamping. In Petal Pink, I'm going to go ahead and stamp the first layer of my flower image, which is this image right here. Just get my stamp inked up. I'm just going to make sure that it's clean image. Yes. And I'm going to stamp this sort of at an angle right there. In Mossy Meadow, I'm going to stamp the second layer of the flower. Just going to stamp right on top, and it is a little bit difficult to see because that Petal Pink is so light, and I've used this stamp so much, so I'm just going to go for it. I don't think I lined that up all the way, but I think it'll be okay. There we go. So I'm a little off on my alignment, but that's okay. It still looks good. Then I've got my You're Stronger Than Most. And I'll just stamp that right in the center of that little circle. So now we can start assembling the rest of the card while the ink dries on those two stamped pieces. So this is a piece of Mossy Meadow cardstock, and included in the kit is a full color PDF that has all of the measurements for each project as well, in case you want to recreate these after you complete the kit. So I'm going to go ahead and take my Petal Pink cardstock and my Designer Series paper. I'll add some Fast Fuse onto the back of this and just adhere this down. Then you've got a strip of Grapefruit Grove ribbon in the kit, and I'm just going to fold this in half, snip, and we're going to add both of these strands on a little below center on the front of this layer. So I guess right about here should be good. Make sure it's straight. Go ahead and add that on, and then the other one right below it, leaving a little bit of room between. Dimensionals on the back. Got my backings off of my dimensionals, and I'll just go ahead and center this up on the front of my card. Right about there looks good. Okay, then you've got two die cut circles. I die cut these out of gold foil, and you just want to go ahead and adhere your stamped images onto your foil. Then I'm going to take my You're Stronger Than Most sentiment, and I'm just going to adhere it, put a little adhesive on this left-hand side and adhere it right there onto the stamped flower layer. So let's see, right about there looks good. And I just put some dimensionals on the back of this layer as well. Now I want to make sure I get my sentiment straight. Get this put onto the front of my card. Right about here, I think. Let me make sure. Yep, that looks good. Give it a press. And there we go. That finishes up the first card in the kit. It's beautiful. So for card number 2, I'm going to take this die cut Whisper White circle, bring back my piercing mat for a nice cushion. Got my Highland Heather ink pad. And then I'm going to ink up my sentiment, praying that this difficult road leads to a beautiful destination. I love that sentiment. Looks good. I love this Highland Heather color. All right, so now we can start putting everything together. So Highland Heather card base, just give it a crease. And then I'm gonna take this beautiful piece of Petal Promenade Designer Series paper. I love this. And these are actually real flowers that they photographed and then printed onto the designer paper. I love that. So, so pretty. So we'll just adhere this down onto the left-hand side of the card. So right about there looks good. And then I've got another piece of designer paper that I'm going to adhere onto this piece of Highland Heather cardstock. So just put, and this is from the same paper pack, just put some adhesive and adhere this in the center. And then you've got a piece of this mini ruffled ribbon. I love this. This is the Fresh Fig color. This is so pretty, and we actually have this in the annual catalog in several different colors. I need to get the rest of the colors. I love it. So you just want to trim this down. Looks like we actually have enough to just fold it in half, and we'll do it this way. Snip and add some adhesive And we'll just go ahead and wrap this around the center of this layer. Just like that. Okay, perfect. All right, I added some dimensionals onto this layer. I'm gonna go ahead and adhere this down right about here on the front of my card. Then you've got this gold die cut piece, and you might have some little pieces of the die cut bits still stuck in there. You can just pop those out with something sharp, the tip of your scissors or your paper piercer. They should come right out. I used the what do you call it, the precision base plate to die cut this. When I was trying to do it without the precision base plate, it wasn't giving me a clean cut, so I did use it and it made it so much easier to die cut that image. So I'm just going to trim myself a little edge piece because I'm going to add some dimensionals to the back of this. So let me see how I want this on here. Just like that. So I will put my little strip of dimensionals right there. And I will just put this right about there. Okay, that looks good. And then dimensionals on the back of my sentiment. And I actually am just gonna put them directly onto here because I don't want them to stick the gold piece to the designer paper, like where the intricate die cutting is. So I'm just gonna put it directly on that center piece and then put my sentiment right there. And now we can take this leftover piece of ruffled ribbon, slip it right under, and just tie a simple knot. Oh, that's perfect. And just trim off those ends. There we go. And there you have it, card number 2 complete. Okay, so let's go on to our third and final card included in the kit. So I'm going to bring in my piercing mat again, and we are going to get Stampin' here. I'm going to need some scratch paper again. Okay, got my Grapefruit Grove ink pad, and I'm going to stamp this flower image right here on this little Whisper White square. So I'm just going to ink that up, and I am going to stamp it once on the left, once at the bottom right, and once coming off this left-hand corner, just like that. Then you want to make sure that you have cleaned this image because we are going to stamp in Grapefruit Grove. I've already die cut the flower for you, and I've shown you in a couple of previous videos how you can stamp onto pre-die cut pieces. So that's the same technique that we're going to use right now. So I'm going to ink this image up, stamp off, then take my die cut and flip it over and just lay it right on top. And then I'm going to bring in another block and use that to stamp the image onto the die cut. Okay, so this image that we just stamped is not meant to fill up this entire die cut. So as you can see, it doesn't fill up the die cut. The second layer is going to outline and go all the way, almost all the way to the edge. Coming back in with Mossy Meadow, going to ink that up, and we're going to do the same thing. Flip our die cut over, line it up, and lay it on top of the stamp and give it a press with our block. Okay. And we should have a good impression. Beautiful. And you can see how nicely it stamps. I love that technique. with our Petal Pink ink, we're going to stamp the sentiment, "You're my everything," and I'm gonna go ahead and take this piece of Grapefruit Grove. I'm gonna use this as a guide because when we adhere this Whisper White onto the Grapefruit Grove, we're gonna adhere it at an angle like this. So I want my sentiment to be straight when this piece of Whisper White is angled. So I think that looks straight. Yep, so I'm gonna stamp that right there. Let's go ahead and start putting this card together. So we've got a Whisper White thick card base, and this card base will come pre-scored for you because it is so thick. You've got another beautiful piece of that Designer Series paper. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add some adhesive onto this piece, and I'm going to stretch it across the front of the card. Oh, I guess right about here should be good. Okay, there we go. Then I'll go ahead and add this onto my Grapefruit Grove square. I almost forgot to angle it. Okay. Let's see. Do that again. Just like that. There we go. Okay, so now you've got a couple of these gold foil leaves, and these were cut out using the Thinlit dies that coordinate with this bundle, with the beautiful Promenade bundle. So I'm going to add these on. I think I want them there. I want them to hang out from behind the flower. So let's see. I guess I want it just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and get these adhered down to this layer. Just a little bit of fast fuse should do. So I put some dimensionals on the back of this flower, and I will go ahead and pop this on right about there. That looks good. And then dimensionals on the back of this square. And then once you've got your backings off of your dimensionals, you want to take this half piece of a pearlized doily and just stick it behind there, right about there, just so that it hangs out from behind that square a little bit. And then we are just going to add this sort of off to the right, more off to the right than the left. Let me make sure that's straight. Yep, that looks good. Give it a press. And there we go. That finishes up card number 3. So lastly, we have the cute little bag. So I'm going to do some stamping on this little scalloped circle. In Petal Pink, I'm going to stamp the PS. Just put that right there. Then I have the "You Are Loved" sentiment, and I'm going to stamp this using my Mossy Meadow ink. But what I want to do is break this up into 2 lines. So I could cut the stamp, but I'm not really much of a stamp cutter. I just can't do it. I know some people can, but I can't do it. I'd rather mask it off. So that's what I'm going to do. So I put some washi tape and I covered up the word "loved," and I'm just going to ink up. Can't see. I'm just going to ink up the "You Are" in my Mossy Meadow. Be sure to take off your washi tape. And I'll just stamp this. Ooh, I cannot see. Right, I think right here. Yep, that looks good. Now I'm going to clean this really, really well. Clean it well. And then make sure there's no ink residue left on there. You don't want to get any shadowing happening. So now take some more washi tape and I'm going to cover up the "You Are," and I'll just ink up "Loved." And again, don't forget to take off your washi tape. And now we're going to stamp loved right beneath you are. There we go. Now let's get this box assembled. So in the kit, the designer paper will come pre-scored for you. But like I said, I am going to do a video tutorial for you guys so that you know the measurements and how I created this cute little treat bag. So just give a nice crease on those score lines. Then with your paper snips, you're going to cut up each one of these score lines. And then you're also going to notch in on each side. Cut up and notch in. There we go. And then actually on this last one, we're just going to, at an angle, just snip that one off, just like that. Then I'm going to bring in my fast fuse, and on this angled flap right here, I'm going to add some adhesive. You could also use tear and tape or liquid glue or snail if you prefer. Snail would work on here too since it's just designer paper. And I'm going to fold my bag, the other side of the bag, over and line it up with the right hand side. Fingers are stuck. There we go. And those ends will match up nicely. So there we go. So there's our little bag. So now let's fold in the two bottom flaps. And you can see where I folded over, I've got a seam right here. That's going to be the back of the bag. I want that seam facing the back. So I'm going to fold these two flaps in, fold this flap to the forward, and this one's going to come to the back so that all the seams are facing to the back. And now I'm just going to add some adhesive. And you know what? I think I'm going to add adhesive on both of these flaps actually, because it kind of, these little loose ones, I didn't like how they were sticking up. So when I first made the bag. So let me find my seam again. Okay, here we go. All right, so I'm going to put some more adhesive on this one. I know I'm probably making this look so difficult. I promise it's not as difficult as my two left hands are making it. Okay, so there we go. So now where's that seam? Here's that seam that I was talking about. So I'm gonna have that to the back. I folded in these two little flaps. Then I'm going to fold this one forward. And I wanted to put adhesive on both of these so that those two little flaps don't stick up on the inside of the bag. That was really annoying on my first one. So I wanted to make sure that that didn't happen on this one. Okay, so fold that down and then fold this one down. And then bring in my bone folder and just press that down. There we go. And now those two little flaps on the inside are laying flat instead of sticking up. That was driving me crazy in the other one. Okay, so then I've got one of these little Dove chocolates, and I'm just going to drop one in there. You can fit another little chocolate in there, or some other sweet little treat can go in there. Jewelry would even fit in here. So I'm just gonna pinch the sides of this little box and then just kind of pinch down to get it to pinch at the top a little bit easier. Just run your finger down the side. Then you've got some more of that Fresh Fig mini ruffled ribbon. just gonna take this ribbon and wrap it around my little box or my bag. I guess you can call it whatever you'd like, box, bag. And just tie it in a very simple knot here at the top. Yep, just like that. That looks cute. And trim my ends. Okay, there we go. Isn't that cute? So, so cute. I love this little bag. Dimensionals on the back of the sentiment. And we'll just stick this right over top the ribbon. That'll help keep that ribbon in place as well. And there we go. There is the cute, teeny tiny treat bag. So cute. All right, so that finishes up my beautiful Promenade Club Quita Bug free project kit. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I hope you love this kit as much as I do. And remember, all you have to do to receive this project kit in the mail from me as a free gift is simply place a minimum $40 order in my online Stampin' Up! Store. That's $40 before tax and shipping. You can purchase whatever product you would like. Just make sure you use the host code that I've got somewhere here on the screen. Using that code just lets me know you're wanting to receive this free project kit as a gift from me. Just don't use that code if your order is $150 or more, because you will qualify for Stampin' Rewards and still receive this free project kit in the mail from me. And this kit is only available until December the 15th, so you have to get your order in between December the 1st through December the 15th, 2018. And you can find all the details about Club Quita Bug over on today's coordinating blog post. I've linked to that post just below the video in the description notes. So thanks so much for joining me today, and I'll be back soon with another tutorial. Bye now.